had a conversation with one of my boys the other day, and we having lunch. And he's telling me how he wants to buy a 4 unit property, and I ended up just talking him out of it. I was like, "Why would you want to buy a 4 unit property?" He commenced to tell me his plan about how he was going to put the tenants in there, and he was going to make some cash flow off of it. He would live in a unit. After that, he would then move out, and he would want to do the BRRRR strategy, right? Would pull his money out of the property, move on to something else. Sounded like a great plan. A lot of people had that plan. But then I started asking some questions. I was like, well, how are you going to get your money back out of it? It's a 4 unit, right? And if you don't know, 4 units get evaluated the same way 1 unit gets evaluated, which is on the comparable property approach, which means that the bank is going to look at their property. They're going to look at other homes, duplexes, fourplexes in the market and see what they're selling for. And then they're going to give you an evaluation based off of that. So if you bought a $500,000, whatever it is, fourplex, then you're basically out of control, right? You don't have any way of determining whether the bank is going to look at that $500,000 property in a year or 2 years down the road and say, it's worth 550,000, or worst case scenario, the market takes a downturn and then they say, hey, it's only worth 450,000 now, right? So you can buy a fourplex and then be stuck. Not in the sense it's look, it's not a bad move. I understand that a lot of people do it, but when you're doing residential real estate, you get stuck in that comparative model, and it just doesn't allow you to have as much flexibility. I shared with him. I said, if you just bought one extra unit, right? You bought a 5 unit instead of a 4 unit, then that would change everything. And because you bought a 5 unit, now the bank is going to evaluate their property based off how much money it makes. So if you have tenants in there and say they're paying $800 now, and then you were able to make the place better for them, and they would now pay you $900, well, that's already baked in income that you could charge. So now when you go back to a bank in a year, 2 years down the road, you have the bottom line numbers. You have the operating income to support a higher evaluation. And then if you want to BRRRR or pull your money out of it through a refinance and put it into another property, now you can feel confident in doing that because you understand how the bank is going to evaluate you. It's not on a guessing game or wondering or hoping that your property goes up in value. It's the bottom line numbers. How much does the property make after you pay all your expenses? All right, that's your income. If you can increase that income, then you can increase the value of your property. This is the number one reason that people should be getting into multifamily instead of single family, because the real money in apartments is in appreciation. The real money in real estate in general is in appreciation. You can buy a bunch of single family homes and make $200-300 per unit a month, right? That's okay, but that's not real wealth. Nobody's going to retire off of that. The people who really get wealthy in single family have homes that appreciate over time with the real estate market. But that could take a decade or more. If you go to multifamily, you could force that appreciation right away in a very short timeline and be able to recoup that money and take it and place it into bigger and better properties as you move along.